Oh, what is going on, everybody, on a Monday? Fantasy Farm Sports, Jack Stache hanging out with all of you. Guys, 81 subscribers. We are looking to the north. We're heading to 100 sooner rather than later. I want to thank every single one of you guys for subscribing. In case you guys haven't noticed, the reason why I ask for subscribers is so that we have listeners, right? We have other opinions, right? So that we have an audience. Audiences are what we want, right? It's very important. It's you that drives me to give full effort in dissecting every single matchup in the sports that we're covering in that event, right? Open ears, full hearts, winning picks. That's what we're about here on Fantasy Farm Sports. I live and die with every pick, guys. I'm not perfect, right? Not everybody is. There are guys out there that claim that all of their picks hit. Most of mine hit. I will tell you that I'm giving you every single pick with conviction, right? I'm taking them because I believe in the victory. I believe in the winners. And I'll give you fantasy picks as well. We do well with some of them. We're not 100%, but we are honest. Right, there are many publications out there that just give you false information. I don't want to speak about all of them, but I do want to tote our honesty. Now, when you win, you will go to gridironmancave.com. Guys, they got great rivalry stuff up there, right? They have fantastic helmets, they have chin straps, they have helmet accessories, decals. There's a great game coming up this week in the Big Ten, college football, right? You got Penn State, you got Ohio State. They've got rivalry stuff up there for those teams, right? They have what do you want to call it? They have metal signs, right? So for your man cave, it'll say something like Nittany Lions fans only or Buckeyes wanted, something like that. And they have that at gridironmancave.com. Very important for the people that are coming over to spend some time with you, for you have some cool stuff for them to look at, right? Otherwise, they could just be at their house. And no one wants to be at your house. You want to be at somebody else's house, having fun, having an event in your man cave. All right, I came here to rant today. I did. I had to, sometimes you got to get things off of your chest. We all watched those games yesterday, and I can't take it. I don't know what they're doing. Some teams I have no idea what they are doing, but I want to talk about one of my favorite 80s movies first. Before we get into all of the insanity that happened on Sunday, let's talk about one of our favorite 80s movies. It was Wall Street. You guys ever watch Wall Street? There's a new Wall Street with Leonardo DiCaprio in it, but the older one we'll talk about with Charlie Sheen. And Gordon Gekko was a main character in the movie. And once upon a time, Gordon Gekko spoke famous words, and he said, "Greed is good." It's good to be greedy, right? You want all the money, you take all the money, you take all the profits. Be greedy was his message. Well, greed is not always good. Sometimes you want to spread the wealth, because if you spread the wealth and take care of the right people, you can make more money. In order to be greedy, you need to pay the right people. You need to build an enterprise. It starts at the bottom. You don't build a house roof first. You don't start thinking about the second floor before you pour the cement. You cannot do that in anything. I want you to think about any venture that you do. If you're on the road all the time, every single day you spend traveling and on the road, I'll tell you what, those tires are pretty important. Those tires are really, really important. Your training staff on your team, your culture of your team, your tires are important. The fluids in your vehicle, very important, especially as we walk into these colder months. These are important things. What you don't need is to spend all of your money in one place. And I got the best, biggest engine. That's great. You don't have a transmission that can move all the parts on it. Now, I'll tell you what, this roof just cost me all this money over here on this. It's the best roof I could possibly have, but it's not protecting anything. So you need a great offensive line. You need a great quarterback. You need wide receivers that can get the routes made that you have set up for them. But not all the money can go in one place. Trevor Lawrence, $55 million, losing. Dak Prescott, $55 million, losing. Deshaun Watson, guaranteed money, losing. You paid all of these guys. You paid for roofs. You paid for the biggest engine. But your car doesn't go anywhere. Your vehicle doesn't go anywhere. It might be the fastest in a driveway. Get that car out of your man cave. You gotta have friends over. There's no way it can get out of your man cave because the transmission won't move the biggest engine. You need to have a safety feature in this vehicle. You need these things. Otherwise, the vehicle will not operate properly. The Jaguars are not operating great. Look at the Cowboys. Look at the Browns. Deshaun Watson's out because now they have Jameis Winston in. He's operating better. I don't begrudge people for asking for money. Right? I'm pro player, I'm pro individual, I'm pro person. It's fine to ask for what you're worth. I want people to do that. But to bankrupt an organization that you work for beyond the help that they can give you is unforgivable. It's unforgivable. I'm not going to sit here and defend you for making millions of dollars when you could have made a little less and spread it out a lot more. You need to spread it out. There's a lot that goes into a sandwich, right? For all of us sandwich makers or people preparing lunch for people, right? There's a lot that goes into a sandwich. Or there's a lot that goes into a salad. If we have too much dressing, it drips everywhere. It's a terrible sandwich. Oh, too much meat on it, ugly. I'm just eating meat. I need to have the lettuce. I need tomato. I need onion. I need it mixed nicely. There's nothing better than a fantastic sandwich. We talked about having nice tires on your vehicle, knowing that you have a long road trip. $55 million on a quarterback or a big engine or all the meat doesn't work for us. It doesn't work for us at all. You cannot bankrupt the organization that you work for and think you're going to win every game unless you sleep in the building. It drives me absolutely crazy that these guys are getting paid. I don't mind. Pay them. But pay them to do things like Tom Brady did. Tom Brady took time on his day off when he was in Tampa. It was a fun Tom Brady story for you. He took time off in Tampa and he went into the defensive room and he was letting linebackers know. This was the year that they won the Super Bowl, by the way. He was letting linebackers know tendencies and why and how he was able to move them out of position in order to get open windows for himself. That's Tom Brady. Is Trevor Lawrence doing that to help the defense? Because, by the way, pal, for $55 million, it is more than your job than to just throw passes. By the way, most of them go over all the wide receivers' heads. Dak Prescott, $55 million on Sunday night to look embarrassing against a 49ers secondary that, by the way, isn't very good. I can't stand it. I cannot. You should be eating, sleeping, living football for that money. Right? We talking open ears, full hearts. Where is yours? Where's your heart? Where is your undying want to win the damn game? Where is it? Because I don't see any of it. I see interceptions. I see lackluster play. I see thrown into double coverage. It drives me crazy. It really does drive me absolutely nuts. I can't, because there are games out there. Listen, there were unfortunate games that happen on Sunday, right? Unfortunate games. Miami let it all hang out. Arizona caught them late. I thought that was a great competitive game. Tampa Bay, undermanned. Baker Mayfield made a few mistakes. He did his best to will them to win. They just don't have enough tools. That's fine. Baker Mayfield's putting dips in and doing smelling salts at halftime. Does he want to win? I think he does. He's finding any competitive advantage he can. They lost, but I don't mind that you lost. I don't mind that you lost because you gave everything. Tampa fought hard against Atlanta. Atlanta has more pieces right now. So be it. Cleveland beat Baltimore. We had that one yesterday. I was pumped. Give me Cleveland. Give me Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston has been around, right? Jameis Winston, I talked about the other day, is the difference between Jameis Winston and Deshaun Watson is Jameis Winston will take the crab legs right in front of your face. And I know that it's an old college joke, but he doesn't hide who he is. He's a little, after the game, he talked about, he's like Eminem, right? The white boy from Detroit, right? Just take all your opportunities that you get was the message in the song. I thought that was good by him. Green Bay and Jacksonville. We talked about Trevor Lawrence. Just it's over. It's over right now. You just lost your rookie wide receiver, probably out 2 to 4 weeks. They're talking about Thomas Jr. You also lost Christian Kirk yesterday. It's amazing that you could just lose wide receivers left and right. Like these got broken collarbone. Brian Thomas, are you getting them hit? Because you need to protect the damn wide receiver while you're trying to win games as well. It's your responsibility. You're getting paid $55 million. Oh, but you can't just keep bringing up how much he gets paid. Why? It's public information how much Trevor Lawrence gets paid, and he's not living up to any of it. To our one viewer. Drives me crazy. If I lost as much as him for $55 million, I'd find a bridge. I don't know what I'd do on that bridge, but I think I would have enough integrity to at least think about it. Moving on, Indianapolis and Houston. Here's what's interesting. All right, I deal in interesting. Anthony Richardson, done. To me, he's done. He's absolutely done. I understand that he's got all the athletic ability of Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Patrick Mahomes, Muhammad Ali rolled into one. All of it. He's great. He's got legs. He's got arm. He's got speed. He's got talent. But he doesn't have heart. He's got no heart. He doesn't respect the position as quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts enough to be in shape. You don't respect the position enough to be in shape. You need to take a break and go sit on the sideline for a few plays. You're not the leader of a franchise. Absolutely not. Not ever. Would I tell my boss that I had to sit down because I wasn't in good enough shape to continue performing my job? Never. I wouldn't do that. It's my job to be in shape. You drafted me. You put the faith of an organization in my hands. To be honest, I was tired. Are you insane? Unitas, Manning, Luck, and you're taking the reins. I'm just so tired. I can't believe it. I shouldn't be made to believe it. He was a little tired. How is Indianapolis ever going to get behind a guy that's just a little winded after running around? How about throw it to some receivers? It's a wacky idea for a quarterback to have to do. I can't stand it. I can't. The Jets lost late in the game to a New England team that fights hard for their coach. I think that the Jets are getting close. They're getting close, and I say it every week, but, as soon as they get close and where they need to be, you're going to start betting against them, and that's how you're going to lose all your money. I can feel it. Aaron Rodgers is not winning right now. He's trying to will the team into the darkness. The Jets go, and we'll see if they can come out the other side. We'll see. There are no guarantees for the Jets fans and they're faithful right now, but I've seen stranger things happen. This is a long season. We're only midway there, so I understand that it's really easy to just get on bandwagons and call teams losers, but I'm only going to call teams and players losers that can't show any muster. No heart at all. Detroit smashed Tennessee. Look, man, Tennessee told you last week the season was over. They traded DeAndre Hopkins. They made a couple other trades with other teams. They showed Will Levis in an interview. He looked like he just got done crying. I'm not saying he did get done crying, but Will Levis knows that all of his assets have been taken out of his bank and set aside for someone else. And when that happens, it's a tough blow. Either get tough or get going. But right now, the Tennessee Titans appear to be going. Not tough. Not dedicated. Not a Titan. Absolutely not at all. Detroit's a real deal. Detroit, you could find, if you told me today the Detroit Lions were going to the Super Bowl, I'd go, yeah, great. Great. I want to see the Detroit Lions in the Super Bowl. They're a fun team. They're fantastic. They fight hard and they find multiple ways to win. Unlike people and players find multiple ways to lose and then make excuses. It drives me insane. Go run hills or something. Philadelphia beats Cincinnati. Cincinnati's still not good. They're exactly what we think they are. Philadelphia seems to, you know what Philadelphia maybe does? Maybe Philadelphia takes on not only the identity of their coach, but maybe the identity of that town. Little unstable, but every time you think they're down and out, they fight back hard. They do. They believe in each other in Philly. They're scrapping with fans. They're trying to figure out their offense, but at the end of the day, they're still Philly. They're still Philly. Still fight hard. They're a little up and down, but they're a fun football team. They care about football. That's interesting, isn't it? Buffalo smashed Seattle, and that's the only way to say it. There's no other way to say it. Right? Seattle, you let Buffalo walk into your home. You let the emotions of not having DK Metcalf ruin the whole game. You didn't run the ball hard. You didn't fight hard. You didn't play hard. I mean, you don't appear to me, the Seattle Seahawks, to be a true contender like the Detroit Lions are. Guys, I'm on here just ranting about what we saw on Sunday. And some of it's just off the cuff. It's just off the cuff because that's what happens when you see things happen that they just make you angry. The Denver versus Carolina. Carolina's a joke. Carolina, is the laughing stock of the NFL. I've been saying it time and time again that Dave Canales should not have taken that job. He was over his skis. He was a nice offensive coordinator, but that's what he is. Chicago, Washington. I mean, so let me tell you a story about Chicago, Washington. I can't stay on here too much longer, but I'm going to stay on here for a little bit. Chicago, Washington, Sunday I have off. My kids hang out with me, sometimes. I'm an older guy. But my youngest, she said, hey, she goes, isn't the best way to get the ball on the ground to swat it downward, not upward? So you want to swat it downward. That way it goes down towards the ground. It's a really easy concept. She doesn't even watch sports. She's not into sports. But she knew better. She knew better to swat the ball downwards, not upwards, as to not give the team a better chance to get and catch the ball. Pretty interesting, I'd say. If she thought to swat the ball downward and she doesn't even play any sports whatsoever. Yet, a Chicago Bears player thought it would be a good idea to swat the ball upwards. Bat it around a little bit. That way, maybe we can, give the other team an opportunity to win the game. And that's exactly what happened. The Chicago Bears might coach it. They might. They might coach how to defend a Hail Mary. But the Chicago coaches gave a free 6 yards. This is what I want you to think about. The Chicago Bears coaching staff gave a free 6 yards to a quarterback that had bruised ribs. So you gave him 6 extra yards, additional yards, to throw a Hail Mary. Well, here, if you think it's really easy to do that, just punch yourself in the ribs a lot. Make sure they're bruised. And I want you to go outside and throw a ball as far as you can the next day. The coiling will kill you. They gave that guy an extra 6 yards to have an opportunity. Instead of playing guys up and playing man defense, trusting your defense, not pulling everything back. What you did was you gave a guy with bruised ribs an extra 6 yards, and then he launched it in the air, and we all waited. Then your defenseman, who was taunting the fans. Oh, we're taunting the fans, right? What he did is he tipped it up, because, that's how you bat the ball down. You tip it up in the air, and the Washington Commanders player didn't even move. He just caught it. Noah Brown just caught it. It looked like a screenplay. It looked like they were practicing this play underground for a week. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like they were practicing the play underground for a week, and they're like, hey, guys, this would be a really cool ending. Because we all know, bat the ball down. You do not push it up. It's very simple. It's an easy concept. My daughter, who doesn't watch sports, understands it. But there are players on the Bears that do not get it. And I understand that it is coached to them. Eberflus said they coach it to bat it down. And that's really interesting as well, because, sir, if you are coaching to bat it down, the message is not getting through. That message is not getting through to those players whatsoever. You might as well stand in front of a wall and tell that paint to dry, because you telling players for the Bears to bat the ball down and they bat it up, right? You might as well stare at the wall and tell it to dry. Dry now. I can't even, it's crazy. Guys, I'm on here ranting. I don't understand how certain things happen. When it appears obvious what to do, when the light is red, then you stop. You know it forever. The Raiders covered against the Chiefs. The Chiefs haven't done a great job covering all year. Patrick Mahomes hasn't looked great all year. I understand the Chiefs are undefeated. I get that. I know there's a tremendous fan base in Chiefs Kingdom, and that's great. I'm not mad at the Chiefs. I'm not mad at the Chiefs Kingdom. I would like Patrick Mahomes to play a little bit better. I would like them to be a little bit more dominant and fun. They haven't looked at very much this year, and you beat up on a Vegas team that has been sellers weeks ago. The Chiefs playing the Vegas Raiders was much how Detroit played Tennessee. The difference to me is how the teams looked. Detroit pummeled Tennessee into the ground. As they thought about sitting up and fighting for a minute, Dan Campbell's fist came down and broke your cheek open. That's what happened there. In Kansas City, they don't destroy and crush and break down anybody. They win, sure, but they're not hammering your face into the ground. And while we're on the topic of hammering people into the ground, can we bring up Dak Prescott and his egregious contract again? Because I'll tell you what, man, look at, I know there's lots of Cowboys fans out there. I know that we love to hate them, but don't they deserve better than this? I mean, God almighty. The Dallas Cowboys fan base deserves better than what Dak Prescott put out there for $55 million. I'll tell you what, Jerry Jones should hold a tryout for head quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys in the state of Texas. I've heard there's a lot of high school talent there. I've heard there's a lot of college talent there. Why don't we just have it out? Up in my office, Prescott, now. I mean, how else do you want to say it? How else do you want to say it? Brock Purdy had more mastery of his offense, even though I do not think that he's more athletic. I think they're athletically almost the same. And let's not pretend like Dak Prescott has a world beater arm, because it's a 4th round arm at best, because that's where he was drafted. I understand the Tony Romo story got old, but let's be honest here. Tony Romo was a better athlete than Dak Prescott. I'm half joking about the tryouts in Texas because I know they can't be done. But if they were, Jerry be on my phone in 5 minutes, calling me, go, oh, can you do that? Because it's bad. You competed for a little bit. Fine. Listen, I'm not mad that you didn't compete the whole game, but when you needed the game, when Dallas needed the game, when they needed that $55 million quarterback to come through, he did nothing. He threw another interception. And then he's going to go to the podium and answer questions like a politician. You know what, man? After a while, it really just falls on deaf ears. You know what we tried to do? Yeah, I know what you tried to do. You didn't complete what you tried to do. And at the end of the day, we're going to have to move on to someone that can complete what their words are. That's what my information would be to Dak Prescott. Man, after a certain amount of time, the lip service ends. You have to complete the task. Otherwise, you are fired. That's it. It's very simple. I'm on here ranting about guys that need to get the job done and stop talking about it. God, Trevor Lawrence, everybody wanted him to be good. He is not. He's not. He's the third best quarterback in Florida, and Tua hasn't played for a few weeks. How does that sound? It drives me absolutely crazy. It drives me absolutely crazy because, you know, there are guys out there that would kill to have the athletic. You know what I would? I'd kill to have the athletic ability. You know, I try my best, but I would kill to have the real athletic gene to be able to compete in games. I really would. It'd be awesome. It'd be it'd be a bucket list, a lifetime achievement. It would be really cool instead of hanging out in my gridiron man cave and watching games with my friends. It'd be really cool to be able to say that I was good enough to compete at that level. But they just don't care. That's the truth. They just don't care. They must not care enough. 2 or 2 viewers, right? That's what my rant is today. If you don't care enough to play and work hard and drive, and because people see that. People see that in your community. They see that in your work. They see the love that you have for what you do. And I'm not seeing it from Lawrence. I'm not seeing it from Prescott. Watson's done. I can't believe it. We got 2 hardworking teams tonight. I understand the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to absolutely smash the Giants, and there are Giants fans out there calling for a rebuild and just end the season and just quit. Don't ever quit. Don't you dare do that. Don't quit. Because here's what happens. You send a whole culture change, a whole bad message if you tell your team to start quitting. Don't look at the record. I'm not the greatest in everything I do, but if I don't give full effort, right, then I have excuses. Don't quit. Keep working hard. If you lost, the loss was genuine. You gave your best effort, and you can learn something from it. If you just quit, you just lost. I'll take the Giants tonight +6. I don't love the fact that the Giants can come on and cover. I don't love it. But I do think that they work hard enough. I think they want to play hard. That defense is for real. They held Cincinnati in check for many quarters. Burrow got loose late. I understand that. Okay, but this Pittsburgh team and this New York Giants team, they're both hard-nosed. They work hard. Dable's a good coach. He will never tell his team to quit. Take the Giants, 6 points tonight. Don't quit on yourself. Work harder. Work harder. And that's the process that you should trust. Your hard work, your faith, open ears, full hearts, winning picks. I am Jack Neary, Jack Stache from Fantasy Farm Sports. Enjoy the rest of your hardworking, dedicated Monday.